So we were going to cover the next part of the solo that has the gigantic stretching and do finger tapping to help get rid of that stretch. So we're just doing a very small portion this week. I wanted to just keep it small, the amount of material small, because of how challenging I believe this is going to be. So I haven't done it much, so I'm not up to speed on it, but I tabbed it out to have, I wrote out the tab for it to show where the tapping is. And I'm going to talk about fingering that I'll be using, and there's like a slight pause like every time you tap on the 20th fret. The nice thing is he's doing the same frets as you go down from the G string, B string, or the E string, B string, G string, and D string. Kind of like he did when he was going up. He was doing the same frets there. It's kind of like Van Halen did stuff like that, where he'll just take like the same 3 frets and then do stuff like this. It's not really a scale, but you can kind of make cool things with that. So anyway, that's basically what's going on here. So what we had right before this was doing that the 4 times, the 12, 14, and then you pick 17, pull off like that. So I kept that in mind, the fingering that was happening here, using your 1st, 2nd, and 4th finger. So the next thing that happens is instead of going 12, 14, 17, now he goes up to stretch the 12, 15, 19. So we're going to skip stretching all the way to 20. If your fingers were long enough, then we'd do it, but I know it's really tough. So we're not going to hit that big of a stretch. So we're going to use the same fingers here, 1st, 2nd, and 4th. And so you have this riff to start with, or you got the hammer-on pull-off thing to start with here. We're going to 12, you pick 12, and then you all hammer-on pull-offs from this point on. So 12, 15, 19, 15, 12, 15. So that's 12, 15, 19, 15, 12, 15. So, for sake of ease, use the same 3 fingers for that group of 6 notes, and then you're basically going to use the time you're doing the hammer-on pull-off there. You're going to use that time to get your middle finger ready to tap onto the 20th fret. So I'm going to do a slow. So even that right there would be good practice. Just pick the 12, hammer 15, the 19, 15, 12, 15, and then land that tap on the 20, because you're going to do that right away. You can tap right away, right after that 15th fret. So from here, you got a hesitation. It's like just barely hesitating there. So think of it like you have 2 notes being played at the same time. So like think of it as like, I'm just going to stretch here. So the timing is kind of like this. You got your 20, 15, 12, 15, 12. So think of it like if you were picking it twice, like oh man, that stretch. But you're just tapping it. So you got, what does that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes basically. And think of it like that first note has like 2 counts. So you would have it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to finish by picking on a 14 there on that D string. So I change my left hand fingers up as I go down. So after we do this, So got the middle finger on the 15th fret, hand looking nice and awkward in order to hit this ridiculous stretch. And then, so you've got 20 taps, so you pull off 15, pull off 12, hammer to 15, pull off to 12, and then you go down, tap 20th fret on the B string. I'm going to switch to use my third and first finger here to make it easier for the remainder of this riff. And I'll use my middle finger to hit that 14 there. So whoop. You could use your middle finger the whole time, but it's kind of, the stretch seems more difficult the further down the strings you go. That's why I changed that to using my ring finger here, but I'll show you what it looks like. Whoop. It's really awkward. So I don't think I can play this thing completely up to speed. I haven't practiced it enough. So let's see. I think that's about what it is. Whoop! You gotta remember to keep that middle finger down once you land. I keep wanting to take it off when I go to tap that 20. There it is. I'll do it real slow now. So it's a tough riff. Tough riff. But let me know if you have any questions about what to do with it. And then we'll get together again Thursday and see if you need any additional help with it. And we'll move on to the rest of the solo, or at least part of it. Alright, see you Thursday.